guys, Sarah here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing a full face using only Laura Mercier products. So if you're interested in that, keep watching. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any of my future videos. All right, let's get into it. I haven't done a full face using only one brand in quite a long time, so I'm excited to do this. I actually think I may have done one of Laura Mercier a long time ago, but I didn't have as many products as I do now. So I will be sharing, I think the only products I'm missing today are concealer and eyeliner. So everything else on my face is Laura Mercier. I was recently added to Laura Mercier's PR list, so that is super exciting for me. And some of these products were sent to me. I just always want to be transparent with you guys. It doesn't change my opinion whatsoever because some of the products that they sent me I don't like, and some of them I really love. It's just one of those things that every single brand is going to have products that work for some people better than they work for other people. That's just the name of the game. So every single thing that I mention will be linked down below, and then as well as the concealer, the eyeliner, and then I also put a moisturizer on before I started, so all of those will be linked. My sweatshirt will be linked, my necklaces from With Love Sarah, my nail polish, all the things will be in the bottom bar below. And I do little mini reviews after I finish my makeup, so if you're interested in that, stay till the end of the video. All right, let's get started. All I have on my skin right now is my moisturizer, so I'm going to go in with primer. I am using this one. It is the Blurring Pure Canvas Primer. I really like this. It doesn't have that super silicone-y feel that a lot of blurring primers have, but it does still blur your skin nicely, and I just like to use it in kind of the areas that I feel like my pores are a little bit enlarged. So just kind of in the center of my forehead and then right on the sides of my nose. And I just kind of place it and disperse it, and then I go in after that and like kind of push it in. I was sent the new primers that she has, and I really like the ones I've tried so far. There are quite a few of them, so let me just go through. I haven't tried the illuminating one yet, but the perfecting one I really like. This one is a little bit more watery than, or like runnier, I guess. It's just not as thick, so thinner, that would be another adjective, than the blurring one, but I love both of these. Are my two favorite ones. And then I have the protecting one, which I haven't used this one yet either. This has SPF 30, so I didn't want to open it yet just because it's so gloomy out that I think this is something I would use basically every day in the summer. So I'm going to hold on to it for summertime. And then the hydrating one, I have used this as well. My skin is going through phases, and right now it's not super dry, but I did try this, especially in my chin area, and I do really like it for that. So far everything I've tried I really like. This is the Pure Canvas Power Primer Supercharged Essence, and this is really good too. Next up for foundation, I have two shades of this foundation. I don't even know how many of these I've been through. It is one of my favorite foundations. It is the Flawless Lumière Radiance-Perfecting Foundation, and I have 2N1 Cashew, which is my like a little bit more tan shade, and then 1N2 Vanille. This is my really fair shade. It's actually even a little bit too fair for me right now, and I'm basically at my whitest. So I use this in conjunction. I'm kind of mixing them to get my perfect shade as my skin gets more fair and then less fair. Which even this shade isn't super dark on me right now. I just like to put like a couple spots of the lighter one around my face. And then I'm just taking that Eco Tools sponge and I like to blend it all out. A lot of times with this foundation, I'll do 2 layers just because it doesn't feel like if I add more product right away that I get more coverage. It really is like you have to blend it out and then add another layer, but you can certainly build it up if you want more coverage. I don't own a Laura Mercier concealer, so I'm just going in with my Urban Decay Stay Naked, just kind of in the corners. I just use a tiny bit of this just to kind of brighten up the corner because it's been so dark in there lately and I'm not sure why. Next up, this is the Secret Brightening Powder. Secret Brightening Powder for under eyes. And this comes in the same small container that the Travel Translucent Powder comes in. You just need the tiniest amount of this. This is a very new product to me. I just grabbed it because Laura Mercier is now sold at Ulta, which is amazing, and they did a 20% off coupon, and so I figured since I've been wanting to try it for a while, I would grab it while I had the discount. And I really like it, but the first time I tried it, I put too much on and it was like white. So you definitely have to be careful, and I don't think that it would work for like super deep complexions, just because I think it would be way too stark white. So I think if you are fair to like medium skin tones, probably this would work for you, but I would definitely steer clear if you are deeper than that. For the rest of my skin, I'm going in with the Translucent Loose Powder. I've been using this powder for, gosh, at least like 4 years now. I have this tiny one open right now, but I've gone through, I want to say like 3 or 4 of the regular sized tubs of it. It's seriously amazing. And this will keep you matte if you have oily skin, which is always nice, especially in the summertime when you're sweaty. I cannot say enough good things about this. I had one of like the teeny tiny ones, and then I had this one, so I combined them, and now it is like so full that I can't even get more down into the bottom. It's all on top of the sifter. It is such a mess. I should have taken into consideration how much product there was going to be in here, because it's so hard to even get product out now because it's just too full. For bronzer, I'm going in with the Matte Bronzing Powder in the shade Soleil 1. And this is what it looks like. The packaging is just beautiful. This is just my Hourglass brush. I'm going to go in with the smaller side first and just kind of do a little bit of contouring. And I like to pick up a little bit of product and then really blend it in. I've noticed that, I don't know, I used to go in with more product and then be trying to like blend it out, and it would never get it completely blended. So I've just kind of been taking my time lately, and I feel like it's working way better. And then I'm going to take the other side of that. And this is when I like to just kind of diffuse the color everywhere, just to kind of bronze up. I'm not as picky about where it's going, and I just do like the 3E motion on my face. While I have this bronzer out, I'm just going to get the creases out of my eyelids and then put this into my crease. I really like to use the bronzer that I use in my crease. I think that it creates such a cohesive look, and it's just super simple to throw it in there when you already have it out. I will say that this is not my all-time favorite bronzer. I like the shade of it. I just wish it was like a little bit more pigmented. I feel like I'm really building it up. I do think this would probably work better if I was slightly more fair, but I do like it. It's kind of one of those things that I think I should try a different shade of it just to see how my feelings change about it. But if you are a little bit more fair than I am, I think this shade would work really, really well for you. I was sent quite a few shades of the blush. I haven't tried these 2 out yet, but I have tried these 3, which are in Sangria, Rosé, and Peach. And I really, really like the formula of these. Let me just open them up for you. These may or may not show up in my February favorites. This one is in Rosé, this one is in Peach, and this one is in Sangria. All of them are beautiful. So I have a hard time. I've worn one of these almost every single day since I got them. I think I'm actually going to mix Rosé and Peach. I'm going to do Rosé first and then add a little bit of Peach as a topper on it. But the formula is beautiful. It's not too pigmented. Like, as you can see, it will show up, but it's not like clown cheeks right away. You can put some on. There is some wiggle room without looking crazy. And I think this one is a really nice natural flush color, and that is something that I don't really go for it a ton, so I didn't really have much of anything like this in my collection anymore. And then Peach, I'm just going to do a little bit of Peach on top, and I will blend this out because it does look a little harsh. Oh my gosh, in the viewfinder, it looks so different than it looks in person. So I wonder how it's gonna look in the actual video because all of them have kind of different coloring. So let's just set this and blend it back out. It's so crazy how blending this, I can't do my makeup without doing this step anymore of just putting setting spray on and then blending it all back out with my damp sponge. It just melts all of my makeup together and sets it, and I don't know, I just feel like it looks so much better. Next, I'm going to go in with the Caviar eye stick. I have this in 2 shades. I have Metallic Taupe and I also have Rose Gold. The Rose Gold I got in like a subscription box, so it's a little mini version. I still feel like I don't know if I'll ever go through this. This one is the Metallic Taupe and this one is the Rose Gold. I'm gonna do the Rose Gold just because I'm not trying to do anything crazy today. I am having dinner with one of my best friend's dads tonight, so I don't need to be looking crazy tonight. I personally really like to just put this directly onto my lid. I think that's the easiest way to apply it. And then I'll just take my ring finger and tap right on top of it just to kind of set it down. I just looked in a little PR box that Laura Mercier sent me the other day, and I actually have another one of these. This is in the shade Cocoa, and this is like just straight up brown, but I'm thinking this is what it looks like. I'm thinking maybe I'll just put that in my outer V and blend it out. I've never used this formula in a shade like this that I wouldn't just put all over my lid, so I'm slightly scared to put it on and mess it up. But I had one of these from, I want to say Burberry maybe, or Marc Jacobs. I don't know, it was a luxury brand and it was pretty easy to use, so. Alright, that is really easy to blend out, so I'm just going to put a little bit more, a little higher up. I'm just going to take this little brush with a neutral shade and just kind of go over my crease with this brush. Okay, I feel like that's really pretty, and that was super simple. Alright, I'm pretty happy with how easy that was. I don't have a Laura Mercier eyeliner, so I'm just going to do my eyeliner really quickly and then we'll come back and move on. Eyeliner is done. I just used my Stila Stay All Day liner. And now for mascara, we're going in with this one. This is the Caviar Volume Mascara. And full disclosure, I've only tried this mascara, I want to say like twice, and I wasn't the biggest fan of it. This is the wand. This transferred on me, so we're going to try it out again and see. I haven't tried it in probably almost a year. So, fingers crossed, I like it better this time because this makeup has to stay on for a long time. So first I'm just going to curl up my lashes and then go on in with that mascara. I'm going to do one more coat of mascara, but first I'm going to just do my lips, get them out of the way while I wait for that mascara to dry a little bit. So I'm going into the Longwear lip liner with the shade, in the shade Baby Lips, and I'm going to line my lips with this. What I will say about this pencil is that almost every time I line my lips, I just fill them in completely with the liner, and this is not very movable, so it's a little bit harder to get my lips fully filled in, if that makes sense, because I can't like slide them together and move the product around. But on the other side of that, it stays put so well. So there's ups and downs to every product. I personally don't mind like taking the time to fill them all the way in, but it's just a little bit more time consuming than some of my other liners. For lipstick, I am going in with the I don't know what these are called. Rouge Essentiel in Beige in Time. I love the packaging of these. It's so beautiful. It's like magnetic. Just absolutely love it. So this is what the color is. I also don't subscribe to the fact that your liner and your lipstick have to match. These ones don't at all. The liner is much more peachy pink, and then the lipstick is definitely more like mauve-y, darker. So I think that they work fine. They complement each other just fine. So don't feel like you have to wear the exact same shade in both your lip liner and your lipstick. All right, let's go in with my second coat of mascara. My camera died like at the most perfect time, which never ever happens. I had already finished my makeup. Usually it'll stop like right in the middle of something. So anyway, I am done with my makeup. This is the finished look. I do just want to run through all of the products that I shared today and give you guys a little mini review, my top recommendations, and then the products that don't work quite as well for me. And per usual, everything will be linked down below in the bottom bar for you. The first product I put on was the primers. Out of all of the ones that I've tried so far, the blurring and perfecting ones are by far my favorites. I just can't get enough of this new formula. I really liked her other foundation primer, which it came in this packaging. This is just called the foundation primer, and there was also a hydrating version of this. I liked both of these, but these ones like take it to another level. So highly, highly recommend these. This foundation has been a staple in my collection for years now. I just absolutely love it. It is a medium buildable coverage, so you can definitely build it up, but it is not like a full coverage foundation by any sense of the imagination, especially in the first layer. You can see some imperfections peeking through on my skin, so if you do have scarring or acne or something like that, it likely will not just completely paint over it, but it will give you a nice amount of coverage, especially if you build it up like I do. There's a great range of shades, and I just can't get enough of it. The finish of it is very skin-like, so it is not going to make you look really, really dewy or really dry or cakey or any of those things. The Secret Brightening Powder is newer to me. I'm still testing it out. I'm a little on the fence about this. Sometimes I really like the way it looks, and then sometimes I feel like it looks so white under my eyes. In the viewfinder right now, it looks not great, but in person, it looks good. So I don't know. I'm very torn on this still. But I'm going to continue to use it, and I don't know, I'm just worried that once I get more tan, it's going to be more obvious. So this is one of those that I'm like on the fence about. It's definitely not a holy grail, and I don't know that it will ever become a holy grail. That being said, the translucent powder is a holy grail product. This is really good. If you have super dry skin, you likely would not like this. I think this is good for normal to oily skin. It really mattifies your skin. It sets your makeup in place. It lasts all day long. I just absolutely adore this, but I do think that in the like super, super dry months, or if I have patches of dry skin, I don't like this quite as much. So beware of that. I kind of already shared my opinion of the bronzer earlier in the video, but I do like the shade. I like the tone of it. I just feel like because it's not very pigmented, it is, I don't know. It's just not quite deep enough, even though I'm really fair right now. And I do feel like I got pigmentation out of it. I don't know, there's just something weird about this, and it's just not my favorite bronzer. I do want to try a deeper shade though, just to see maybe I would like it more if it was slightly deeper. I don't know. I'll keep you guys updated if I do try another shade of it though. Then we have the blushes. Love these. I feel like there's a few blushes in my collection that I absolutely love, but they are really, really pigmented, and so the error margin is very high. And these ones, because they're not quite as pigmented, I feel like you really have room to play around with them, which I appreciate. I don't want to look like a clown right off the bat, and sometimes, especially if you're in a rush, it's hard to be like super, super careful with your blushes. These are the three shades I've tried so far. This is in Peach, this is in Rosé, and this is in Sangria. The Sangria shade I think would be so beautiful on like medium to deeper skin tones, And I actually really like it on my skin tone as well, but I think it'll be even prettier in the summer once I have a bit more of a tan. The Caviar eye sticks, I really like these. I've had the shade Rose Gold for a long time now, and I've used that quite a few times, just kind of all over the lid. But I do really like the way that Cocoa looked. Just in the corner, just kind of deepening it up a little bit. I think it was really easy to use, just tapping it out with your finger. I'm sure you could use a brush if you are against using your hands as tools. But yeah, really like these. I think that these will last forever. I mean, I've had this tiny one and I barely made a dent. Unless you're using it every single day, which especially for a shade like this Cocoa, I'm never going to use this every day. So I think that if you buy one of these, definitely buy a shade that you would want to wear often, because you won't get a lot of use out of it if you don't, and then you'll definitely not use it up if you don't use a color that is very versatile. The Caviar Volume Mascara, I actually like it better today than I liked it last time I tried it, and it feels fluffy, which is nice. It doesn't feel like my lashes are really stiff or heavy. It's not my favorite though. I feel, I've said this before, I have certain mascaras, two in particular, that are my favorites, and they're the only two other mascaras I have open right now. It's the Lash Paradise and the Hourglass Caution Extreme. I love those two, and I love them together so much that I feel like it's almost impossible for me to find another mascara that I like, especially a high-end one, when the L'Oreal Lash Paradise is so affordable. So I don't know. I like it. I think that it made my lashes look nice. The curl is definitely holding. They're separated. There's some volume there. It doesn't stack up. And then the lip products. The lip pencil is really nice. I said before that it's not super creamy, and actually even just putting it on my hand, I've noticed you kind of have to push down to get the color payoff, which honestly, it's fine because it's not going to move once it's on. You just have to take one little extra step to get it on and get it all over if you do want it everywhere. And I do like the way that this color looks. Again, this is in Baby Lips. I like the way that this looks with just a gloss over it. It is beautiful. And then the lipstick formula is really pretty. This isn't a color that I'll wear all the time, but the formula is super nice. And so I think that I would, I don't know, maybe go out and buy a more nude shade of it. Surprise, surprise. But the formula is unbelievably comfortable and creamy. I'm definitely into the more like typical old school lipstick formulas just because they're so much more comfortable than liquid lipstick. If I could only recommend 3 products that I shared today, it would be the blush, the foundation, and the translucent powder. So those are my top 3 by far. There's definitely other ones that I really like, but those are my absolute winners. Alrighty guys, that is everything for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know down below what your favorite product from Laura Mercier is. Have you tried Laura Mercier? Have you not? Let me know all the things. Also, do you want me to do more full face of one brand videos? If so, let me know what brands I should do next. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any of my future videos, and I will see you in my next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.